good evening. On behalf of the Bombay Bar Association, I welcome one and all in today's function where we bid farewell to His Lordship Justice S.B. Shukre. May I request our President Mr. Thakkar to kindly come to the dais and formally welcome His Lordship in our midst.
The Honorable Mr. Justice Sunil Shukre, Sir Vishal Kanade, Secretary Bombay Bar Association, members of the Standing Committee of Bombay Bar Association, former President Mr. Milind Sathe, senior advocates, other members of Bombay Bar Association, ladies and gentlemen. We have gathered today to bid farewell to one of our popular judge who after a long judicial career of over 23 years will be hanging his boots on Dussehra Day this year, that is on 24th October 2023. We met Justice Shukre here some few months ago to welcome him to Mumbai when Mumbai became his Lordship's permanent headquarters. The parting day has come so sudden. Justice Shukre started his judicial career in the year 2000 as a district judge, and through his hard work and integrity, Justice Shukre rose to become the High Court judge on and after 13th May 2013. His Lordship will be retiring as a member of the Collegium of High Court. During this long judicial journey, your Lordship treated all the members of the bar equally, with even hands, be he or she was a senior or junior. Your Lordship endeared yourself with all sections of bar, and large number present here is testimony of your popularity. Plato said that the best judges are the ones who understand people, and judgments of Justice Shukre proves that. While rejecting bail of the main accused in the case of poaching and killing of the tiger, Justice Shukre emphasized importance of tigers observing, and I quote, "Tiger is of paramount importance for maintaining the pristine health of an ecosystem, so essential for the very survival of mankind," unquote. In the stray dogs case, Justice Shukre observed, and I quote, "After all, one cannot forget that basically dog is the best friend of man, and therefore we must take it as duty of each one of us to take proper care of the dogs, whether reared as our pets or allowed to grow up in the streets," unquote. His Lordship also passed slew of directions for protection and preservation of great Indian saras, being an endangered species. In PIL, His Lordship directed the Maharashtra government to come up with a joint action plan with the Center for Preservation and Conservation of the Saras crane, which is the world's tallest flying bird in the Gondia, Bhandara and Chandrapur districts in the state. At the last count, there are only 39 of them surviving in Maharashtra. Justice Shukre also took up the preservation and protection of Lonar Crater Lake by constituting a committee which led to ultimately establishment of Lonar Crater Lake Authority. Justice Shukre believes in freedom of speech and expression, but disapproves misuse of social media. In the judgment His Lordship held, and I quote, "The social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. today have become powerful medium for exchange of views, expressing opinions, counter-opinions, posting critical and satirical comments, and has thus become one of the important pillars on which our democracy stands. But the social media is so only till the point it is not misused by posting remarks, articles, which by themselves constitute an offense, or which do not fall within the prohibited zone created in terms of Articles 19(2) of the Constitution," unquote. During COVID period, looking at the hardship of the citizens, His Lordship's bench in suo motu writ petition invoked the principle dire the need, surer the supply, and by passing series of orders saw to it that vials of remdesivir were made available in COVID hospitals at Nagpur and the districts. His Lordship also issued directions regarding availability of doctors in dispensaries in districts and villages. So we are saying goodbye to the judge who is human, animal lover, bird lover, protector of environment and biodiversity, who respects freedom of speech and expression but requires citizens to remain within limits. We are sure you must have found your tenure satisfying for having served the society satisfactorily through all your judgments. On behalf of myself and all the members of Bombay Bar Association, we wish your Lordship all the best in your third innings. It is said that retirement is ending, a closing, but it is also a new beginning. All the best, my Lord.
Thank you, Mr. Thakkar. May I request one of our members, Mr. Gautam Ankad, to present to His Lordship a small token of our affection. May I now request Justice Shukre to say a few words.
Good evening to all of you. It has always been a great pleasure for me to visit this esteemed Bar Association whenever the opportunity came my way. I am really thankful for having invited me to this function. Mr. Nitin Thakkar, President, Mr. Vishal Kanade, Secretary, the office bearers, learned senior advocates, esteemed members of the Bar of the Association, junior advocates, ladies and gentlemen. It's, as I said, I am really thankful to the Honorable President of the Bar, the office bearers and all of you for having invited me to this hallowed ground of one of the oldest bar associations of India. The members list of which shows formidable names having awe-inspiring reputation behind them and who virtually constitute who's who of law in India. Who would not feel honored when such a premier bar association invites you for the farewell? And I am no exception to it. Thank you so much. As I stand today before you, nostalgia has set within me. My association with you is not very old, quite a recent one. And it began in January 2023 when I came to Mumbai from Nagpur. But this association with all of you has been so intense, so encouraging, so meaningful that it has created a long-lasting impact for the good in my mind. But at the same time, it has also made me feel somewhat disappointed as to why I could not be with you much more earlier. At the same time, I am happy to have received an opportunity to work in association with you in our effort to dispense justice as quickly as possible and in as many matters as we could dispose of course with a shade of quality attached. This all became possible only because of your willingness to assist me in a quality manner. While at Nagpur, I had always heard many good things about the quality of assistance which a judge gets from the esteemed members of your bar association, and that created a yearning within me to come to Mumbai at the earliest possible opportunity. Though the opportunity came late, but I could make use of this opportunity in the fullest way with both of my hands only because of you, which has made me feel der hai par durust hai. While speaking informally to the members of Advocates Association of Western India this afternoon, I said something about my role model. After seeing senior advocate Shekhar Dada Jagirdar present there, it recalled me of my college days. In fact, my father was he was in the judiciary, he was a civil judge. And in 76, 77 or sometime, he was posted as a civil judge in Khamgaon, which is a taluka place of Buldhana. So that time I had just taken admission to 12th standard to 12th standard, and that was the first year of this new pattern of 10+2 year education. It was month of August. Our college though had started, but the courses, the classes had not started, and we were just merry-making, roaming here and there. A Ganesh festival was there, and suddenly a news came that my father, who was transferred, of course it was on promotion to Jalgaon. That time Girish was also there, Justice Girish Kulkarni. His father was also there, but of course he was very, very small, quite younger than me. And then we came to Jalgaon, and then I took admission to one of the reputed colleges there in 12th standard, only to know that all the courses were already over. And they said now only practical examinations, only practical courses have remained, and you will have to be on your own. So then that was the time when one would not opt for the law by choice. That was the time when one would be opting for courses like medicine or engineering. Even my elder brother, Vilas, I call him Dada, he was in the final year of College of Engineering at Pune. And then, when these college teachers told us, now they couldn't help us, and I would be on my own. So then I decided, okay, now nothing. I only have to I only have to pass the qualifying criteria, which was graduation, by doing either BA or BSc or BCom. Then we thought, okay, I will go for BSc, and my many of friends also followed suit. They also opted for BSc course, and then my brother was there. My brother and Shekhar Dada Jagirdar were very thick friends. So they used to play. I also used to play with them. But then I realized he was studying law. He was studying law. So then I realized the law was a better course, as you get so many opportunities to while away your time with friends, and there is not a lot of pressure of studies there. So that was how I made Shekhar Dada Jagirdar as my role model, and then I started following him. Of course, that time Prasad Dhakefalkar was also there. Unfortunately, he is not present. He is not keeping well. He was senior to me, but he is also my good friend. So then Shekhar Jagirdar, Prasad Dhakefalkar, me, and many of the Mr. Gorwadkar was also there. So then we all had the same agenda, same object, that we would be doing law. So, but till then, what is to be done? Then engage yourself with friends. If possible, try to have more and more girlfriends, and so that is how we were going about. We used to leave house at 7 in the morning and used to come back home by 9 or 10 o'clock. My father got so much worried. Already he was a reticent man who would not open his mind so easily. But then about me, he was worried, but he didn't say anything to me. But then I used to learn from my mother that Baba is very, very critical of me, and he had lost hopes, and he was thinking that I was a spoiled brat. So that is how. But then he became so much indifferent to me that then he refused to look into even my educational prospects. Then whenever I used to ask him, Baba, what may I do? He said, you may decide whatever you want to do, or you may not do anything. He would say. Then I used to wonder. But then after he was transferred to Amravati, and then by that time I had finished my BSc graduation course, and then we went to Amravati. I took admission to law college for 3-year LLB course. But there I decided I would be more serious about the studies, and then I curtailed on my friend circle. I reduced meeting my friends, and then started concentrating on reading law. But then my attitude of my father didn't change. It remained the same. One day I remember I had written some paper in law, first year or second year. I had a doubt about the answer that I have given. I asked him, this was the question and this was the answer given by me. So what was his opinion? He said, what is the use? The examination is over. So in these 2 lines, he just dismissed me. Then after the final year examination, by God's grace, I could secure distinction, then good marks and a few medals and something of that sort. So I was quite elated. So then I wanted to show my mark list to him of all the 3-year examination, because the merit was counted on the basis of 3 years examination results. Then but he refused to look into it. He said, what is the use? Now it's over. Now you have to concentrate on your practice. So that is how. So then ultimately it is the friends. Of course, they are very senior to me, but friends like Shekhar Dada or Prasad Dhakewalkar, who inspired me to join the law course. And then by God's grace, the success came my way. Of course, that was with a little bit of difficulty, which is always there. The ups and downs are always there. But the ups and downs which were there while in practice were not so much as they were when I joined judiciary. I did not realize the atmosphere in the judiciary was entirely different. It was entirely contrary to what could be seen from outside. The inside, the atmosphere is entirely different, and people are so, we don't know which words one can use, but then the least that I can say, there are hardly any friends, your friends within judiciary. There is an intense competition, and this intensity of competition is much more in the district judiciary. I was appointed directly as a district judge, and then I did not know that it could have been the reason for the others getting jealous, and that is how some problems, some difficulties, many a times even some complaints were made, but the God was kind. He was always kind, and nothing happened. But then the some or the other trauma was always there because of these complaints. Whereas this is the reason why nowadays the district members of the district judiciary are not so bold enough. Although the judges take oath that they would do justice without fear or favor, but then it does not get translated in actually. There is some fear lurking in the mind of judges, especially those who are members of the district judiciary, that if I give this judgment and if it is a high profile matter, then what will happen? How will it be understood? How will it be taken by my superiors or by the outsiders? And because of that, now a tendency has grown that let us err on the safer side. So, but then something has to be done about this. We can't have any control over complaints which are being made. Nowadays the complaints are also being made against the High Court judges, against the judges of the Supreme Court. But somewhere we have to have a rethink over the entire issue and the manner in which we are going about in our legal profession. It has got something to do even with our own conduct, the conduct of the judges as well as conduct of the advocates. And something has to be done about it, but I don't know what could be the solutions to this problem. But then one day, otherwise if this is not curtailed, if it is not brought under control, there might be some or the other form of distortion happening in the district judiciary, which can be reflected in the judgments that they deliver, the orders that they deliver, and which can perhaps also have cascading effect on the working of the High Court itself. If look at the number of bail applications nowadays being filed in High Court. This was not the scenario earlier. When we started practice in 83 or in 80s, hardly there used to be in the district courts there used to be hardly 10-15 bail applications. Today, even in smaller places like Gondia, Bhandara or Solapur, the number of applications that would be heard by a session judge would be not less than 100 every day. And then these judges being afraid of something or the other, because fear of unknown is very troubling. And there is always amongst the district judges, there is always a fear of unknown. So that troubles them, and they to get out of it, they go for easiest way, the easiest way of rejecting the bail applications, although the bail application must be or could have been allowed. And then here there is a flood of the bail applications and they remain pending. There are limitations over that. But then therefore this atmosphere needs to change. And then I have suggested on the administrative side that we must not entertain any complaint unless every complaint is accompanied by affidavit, and also the complainant is identifiable, he is reachable at the address given by him or reachable on telephone number, and he is willing to make some deposit of money in the High Court. While the suggestion that the complaint should be accompanied by affidavit has been accepted, but the other suggestions are still under consideration. I think something of this sort must happen, or otherwise even the High Court will be flooded with, and now it is already flooded with so many applications and so many appeals. See, if there is a quality justice delivered at the first instance, then the matters reaching the higher courts get reduced, and wherever they reach, the higher courts find it very easy to dispose of these matters because of present orders. But that is also not happening. Of course, the steps are being taken for improving the quality of the judges, but then those judges who are freshly recruited and who are posted to taluka places are not being taken care of the way they should have been. At taluka places, when this boy, aged about hardly 24-25 years, goes there as a civil judge, then there are no senior advocates available there. He doesn't know anything. He has read only law books, but he does not know how to apply the law. He is not aware of what is called as law in action. He has not seen it, and then the power is there, and then he also sees everybody is saluting him. The police wala who was otherwise criticizing him suddenly gives him a salute, and then his ego increases, and that is a very dangerous combination, because the person is ignorant, and he is also egotist. That is a very dangerous combination, and then the friction between bar and the bench increases. In fact, now nowadays we are getting many complaints from the bar associations about the behavior, about the inappropriate behavior of the younger officers. We have done counseling at many places, but it is not having any impact. Therefore, at Pune very recently there was a regional mediation conference. I addressed some of the lawyers. I told them that if you are practicing at the district level, then you should make it a point. You should decide in between yourself that every day, that on 2 days one advocate will go, on other days the other advocate, senior advocate will go, so that these young judges can be groomed by us. Just as the young lawyers need their grooming not only from the senior advocates but also from the judges. The same is true about the younger judges. They also require grooming. They don't know, and therefore some bona fide they commit mistakes, they commit blunders, and sometimes because of the inflation of ego, they are not able to understand the mistakes committed by them. They don't realize. So therefore, I would also urge you that if possible, they just see that here in Mumbai the metropolitan courts are there. If possible, at least a few days or at least 1 day in a week, if we can go there and assist them, it will bring about lot of improvement in the quality of justicing, which began in 2000 when I was posted as a district judge to Chandrapur. I have seen many kind of persons, personalities, judges, the advocates, litigants, and and I have also fortunate in getting an opportunity to work at different places of Maharashtra, because of which I could realize that there is a vast cultural differences. There are vast cultural differences between different regions of Maharashtra. Perhaps that has made me realize that there is no point in losing temper. While at Nagpur, because the Nagpur has a very rough culture. In Nagpur, people wouldn't understand anything, and they would not comply with your request, with your directions, whatever you do, unless you turn abusive. So that is otherwise it's very difficult to get things done from the staff at Nagpur. And that was the habit when I was registered there, administration. Initially, I used to make requests to them, you please do this, please do that. And the fellow would say, yes, I'll do it. And after 2-3 days, 3-4 days, you are waiting what might have happened. This man would not come back to you. And then when you call him, he would say, no, I forgot, but then that work presently cannot be done. I will see it after 15 days. So what nonsense. When I had told you it should have been done, and if it was not to be done, you should have come back to me. I would have assigned this work to somebody else. But then they take things casually. And therefore, they need to be, their self-respect needs to be aroused. And that the only way of arousing of the self-respect is to hammer them, abuse them. And this habit which I cultivated there, because ultimately my interest was to get things done. And the senior judges would say, you are registrar, this is not our job, I don't know in what manner and how are you going to do it. I want this thing to be done and within this much of time. Anyway, then with this mindset I went to Kolhapur. The Kolhapur was entirely a different city, a different culture, a different world. And I continued with my same habit of being somewhat abusive towards staff. After 1 month, then many of the staff turned their back on me. But one of my drivers, he was a very good man. He came to me, he said, sir, they are saying they have not seen a district judge like you. You are so uncouth and you don't have any manners. And then sometimes you also hurl abuses at them. So then I tell him, I don't do it intentionally. I don't mean them. I just want them to do things. He said, no, here people don't require so much of coaxing. He said, you have to be mild. Then I immediately turned. I immediately changed myself. And then I realized, yes, in Western Maharashtra, especially the parts like Satara, Kolhapur and Sangli are very different. But Mumbai experience has always been very pleasant for me. Mumbai, you don't require any sort of advice, any sort of words, any sort of, forget about abuses. If you, as a gentleman, only you have to interact with the other person as a gentleman. And then he will do his job and he will allow you to do your job. In Nagpur, if you are a gentleman, he will not do his job. He will also not allow you to do your job. So Mumbai is a truly a professional city, and this is the greatest quality of Mumbai. That is why we get such kind of great assistance, the erudite assistance from all of you. And here everybody minds his business. So that is another great quality. Otherwise, which is very, very troublesome, especially for the judges. Even when you go outside, then the people start raising their heads. They would be seeing, if you are sitting inside a car, then they would come near the window and they would try to peep inside who is sitting there. Here nobody bothers, nobody minds, and the people are really professional, and therefore in fact I always wanted to be here, although I came late. But it has been a very learning, wonderful, and most satisfying experience for me, while working as a judge here. And I'm really indebted to all of you for having given me the greatest of the possible assistance, and also sometimes tolerating me for whatever I might have said in a nonsensical manner from the dais, from across the dais. And if any of my actions, if any of my words done or said wittingly or unwittingly have hurt anybody, I must tell you, I never meant to hurt, I never intended to hurt anybody. But if that has happened, I am really sorry to all of you. Please pardon me. And I look forward to your assistance, to your cooperation, and also to your friendship after post my retirement. Because I am going to be here. Now I have decided to remain in Mumbai for most part of the year, and only during winter perhaps I might go to Nagpur, because Nagpur winters are really enjoyable. So with these words, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Justice Shukre, for having accepted our invitation and for being here with us today. I would like to thank all of you for being here in such large numbers. This concludes our function. Please join us for tea and snacks.